Well, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel. It's my mate, Fox, who I believe's got the team news. Afternoon, Fox.
Good afternoon, listeners. The team today is McGregor in goal, a back four of Taverner, Goldson, Hollander and Barisic, middle three of Davis, Kamara and Aribo, and up front Kent, Hadji and Morelos. Substitutes are McLaughlin, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun, Jack, Zungu, Roof, Defoe and Itten.
Obviously, good to see Ryan Jack and Kamara Roof back in the squad, mate, yeah?
Oh, without a doubt. I think we've badly missed Ryan Jack. I don't think we lost a goal when Ryan Jack's been playing. And Ruth has always been a threat up front and probably our most in form of all the strikers up front.
Mm-hmm. I'm just racking my brains here, Fox. I reckon that maybe the 30 people that try to predict the team, I don't think anybody's got it right. We actually playing people.
Why you changed Balogun for Hollander? I had a go at spot on, mate.
But you never, mate. You never.
Never worked with
that
Gerrard.
That cash bonus rolls on to next week. That's doubled up then.
I'll not be winning it. He never gets anything right, that Gerrard, does he?
All right then, so I think what we'll do is we'll open up the lines, and then while we open up the lines, we might bring in the late Mr. Bridge. What do you think, Fox?
Well, better late than never.
Right, so what's the number if you want to join us, Bridgeman?
The number's 0141 356 1972, and my apologies for my lateness.
We'll accept a note from your mother, that's all.
Oh, no, she's in next door.
And while you're there, turn your phone off.
Wait a minute, that's a good point. Actually, have I done it?
RangersRadio.online. You've got the old school blue. If you phone in, hang up, we will phone you back. Give us a prediction, give us a thought on the team. What's your thoughts, Bridge?
I think it's going to be an awful tough game, but we should have the players in the team and obviously the management structure to be able to cope with anything that they want to give us. I think the boys were saying last night, some of the boys were saying, somebody even said 6 last night. I'm not going to go that far, obviously. I think we should be good enough to beat them, and I just want 3 points. That's all I want.
That was some lunatic. Who was that, Fox?
I don't know. It's one of the background.
It was you.
Team. Well, I could be proved right. No excuses today. Lovely sunny day. Probably the park at Ibrox will be a good surface as we've played in a wee while. And it's about time we get back to our fluent self. All-out attack and score some goals at Ibrox.
Just a wee announcement. We got somebody was out doing a recce this morning. We got some pictures sent for the Edmondson Club flattened. So I contacted Mr. S. Skipper to make sure, see if all his stock had gone, Bridge. Yeah, signed bricks. So he says, I says, your stock gone? He says, no, Mr. D. Trump is sending him all the bricks he didn't use, and you can get a double signature with Jennifer Lopez and any Rangers player you want. There you go.
Jennifer Lopez, I love it. A signature of Jennifer Lopez on your brick.
And any Rangers player you want. Past or present.
That's not bad.
You know, he's no daft, Skipper, is he, Fox?
I don't know if he'll make any money out of it, but maybe if it was Jim Baxter, definite Jim Baxter, or if people choose sometimes, even although it's their favourites, it's really the wrong person. Who's the big seller? Who would be the big seller in the past or present? Who would be a big seller for their name on the brick with you?
Oh, Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Right, Fox, give us a team again.
The team is Alan McGregor in goal. Back four of Taverner, Goldson, Hollander and Barisic. Middle three of Davis, Kamara and Aribo. And up front, Kent, Hadji and Morales. Substitutes are McLaughlin in goal, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun and Jack. Zungu, Roof, Defoe and Itten.
All right. Thoughts, Bridge?
I think it's a good team. Most of the guys said similar to that. I'm glad he got Helander in there because I like to see him playing. But obviously, what can you say? That's the best part of the team that we're starting with. Seriously, that's nearly our strongest team, with the exception of Arfield and Ryan Jack, who are just about there, I believe. So maybe Jack comes on at half time, gets himself a 45 minutes in his legs. That'd be fantastic. That'd be really good for him. Really good for him.
All right, we've been joined with our good friend GFK. Afternoon, GFK.
Afternoon, Oxshare. Afternoon, Fox. Afternoon, Bridgeman. How are yous?
How are you, Jimmy?
I'm fine, thanks, guys. Just saw the team there. I'm happy with that.
Thoughts?
Aye, just a straight swap. Balogun for Hollander. Aye, obviously my team would have Balogun in it, but I've not got any problem with Hollander being in there. And it's good to see Ryan Jack and Kamal Roof on the bench. So, I'm happy with that team, mate. Very, very happy. It's not much of a change from what we've had the last couple of games, but that's a team that will hopefully get to score a few goals a day. Yep. Yeah.
And did you hear your good friend Mr. Brownlee phoned in us last night?
I did, mate. Aye. Aye, the Partick Thistle loyalist.
He certainly is, mate. He certainly is.
Aye, isn't he half? Aye. Good man, Gary. Good friend of mine. Grew up with Gary in Partick. Good man he is, indeed. Yeah.
Aye. So the teams, I would think most people go 8, 9, maybe even 10, Fox. But every week he just does something that the punters are seeing it slightly different. But he's the man that's leading us to 55, Fox.
I suppose it goes down to what they do in their analysis of what threats other teams have against us, and there'll be a reason for changing Balogun and Hollander. Don't know what that is, but there will be a reason, won't there?
Yeah. I thought I heard somebody saying or saw something in Follow or something. They reckon he's got a head knock, but Balogun that is. No, I don't know if it's true.
No, he did take a head knock a game before last, Bridge, but he was playing last week.
But he's on the substitutes bench. So can't get wrong.
I just think the gaffers maybe are looking for a wee change somewhere, but it's a much as muchness, Hollander for Balogun for Hollander, however way you look at it. So, I'm very pleased with that team. And the subs bench again is back to what you would probably deem it strongest. The only one that's missing out of that is Katic, obviously, with his long-term injury. But it's a great pool of players we've got.
I don't know if Katic gets on that bench at the moment, mate.
Well, hey, that's a good point you make, mate. Looking at the bench, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun. You couldn't be far off the mark there, mate. You might be right.
He's covered all the bases, Bridge.
Oh, absolutely. The manager's a manager. You've got to assume that he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's his plan. And let's go with it. And we will. We will go with it. And surely, we're going to beat this mob today. Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Okay, Shirley.
It's again, obviously because of the circumstances, GFK, it's all about the result, but we are looking for an improved performance.
Of course we are. We stuttered there against Motherwell. It wasn't a great first half performance, very much improved in the second half. But look, we all have a wee friendly dig at Bridgeman for saying we'll take a Bridgeman. I would take a Bridgeman today as well, but I would rather we went out there and won it with a plum, mate. I'd rather go and win 2 or 3-0, play some nice silky fit with it. We know that Rangers can play. But we all know at the end of the day, when a referee blows that whistle at the end of the game, all it matters is that Rangers are winners, no matter if it's 1-0 or 10-0, mate, and the 3 points are in the bag.
Here. He's spot on there, Fox. It's all about going 23 points clear at the top of the league.
Of course, it's the 3 points that matter much more than anything else, but I think we're due a wee bit of flair back into the side now. I'd like to see us score some goals and pile on the misery of them across the city, mate. We've come through what every Rangers supporter has thought has been a very hard run of games. Dropped 1 point. Nobody else in this league can match us for our form or our collection of points. So give us a bit of flair today, Rangers. I want to see Alfie having a hat trick today.
Yeah, here, mate. Here.
He's piled in heavy on the 6-0 Bridgeman. He's went for 5 or more goals for a right few quid.
I'll tell you what, I really do, and you should all know this, I really do hope he wins and wins a lot of money, because he may in fact buys a beer, or I'm not a beer drinker, but I buys a can of Coke or something like that. The first time winning.
Or he could lend you money so you can buy his own drink.
Well, that's a good point, yes, he could lend us the money. And by the way, he could do that right now.
I'm hoping to buy a stock of candles and holy water, mate, for when we live 55.
I nearly fell off my seat there.
What a
Do you
shocker,
think you could be a seller? Do you think you could double your money, Fox? Is that you're thinking?
Oh, I think there'll be a lot of sad faces that'll need cheered up in and about like Glasgow, mate. £50 a candle, £3 a gallon of holy water.
You're a wicked man, but I like it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think if we win our game today and get the go this 23 point. Oops.
Hello, Carl. How are we doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Can you give the team again, Ox, please?
No.
Oh, I know. That's nasty. I was just having a wee prayer in the corner. Sorry.
I'll get it here. It's here. It's McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Helander and Barisic. Davis, Kamara and Aribo. Kent, Hadji and Morelos. Substitutes: McLaughlin, Bassey, Patterson, Balogun, Jack, Zungu, Roof, Defoe and Itten.
Oh, very good.
See what he's done there, JFK. You get an allowance if you read the team out. Double your money on a Saturday. Bridge sneaks in there, reads the team.
Well, you're on production bonus.
Aye. See what he's done there.
Just cut. I was looking for a wee Saturday bonus. I've not one for one. He just went in there and cut my grass.
Well, you're timing a hop today, do you?
Well, you get a one-off bonus if you get the team out.
Brilliant.
What do you think, Carl?
Oh, good team. Hollander, there's any problem winning. It's switching in and out. Because I think he's a great player, actually,
You've got to say that out of the piece, and I'll go to GFK with this. Out of the piece, we might have swapped him in and out. Golston's he's the constant. 7 goals all season. You can't argue.
No, you can't argue with a player that may not going to use a word ridicule, but the player he's become now. He's banging in with a few goals, and his performances have been outstanding. So, I'm happy for if there's any swapping to be done or players to be. No, I'm quite happy with Hollander and Balogun's changing. But I'm really, really pleased that we've obviously got Tavernier and Goldson in there and Barisic on the other side. They three are the 3 stalwarts in the back 4.
So it's amazing, the team we've got. Now, I was listening to your programme during the week. I loved it, by the way, your Tomorrow's World one. And I've got some things I could say to you, but I'll have to come back during the week. No, on a match day, I get too
You have to watch what you're saying. Remember, please, just watch what you're saying.
But Tomorrow's World isn't a bad word.
No. I'm talking about some of us don't understand what the high tech is. We don't understand.
Get me. High tech for me is a claw hammer. You know what I mean?
We had a meeting, and so Fox has got the whiteboard doing it. I shouldn't really tell anybody. And he said to Bridge, passes that highlighter pen. No, didn't know what it was, mate.
But that's his eyebrows, isn't it?
It's high tech.
High tech.
Don't want too much high tech. I'm getting fuzzy.
High tech.
Look, you've not seen nothing yet until you see one of my boys holding a paintbrush. You think he was holding an ice cream cone.
I think they're being double wide, because for the next 20 years, a certain fairer will be doing other painting for them.
I'm still doing it, and I will be, mate. You're right. All legs are no. Aye, you're right. Oh.
Aye, it's
And for you, Mr. Ox, I know the story about the camel.
Right, okay, all right. Keep that one to yourself then.
Oh, God in heaven. Keep it to yourself. Come on, it's been bouncing about for donkeys.
It's a true story about Mr. Fox.
Oh, yes. I'm gullible. That's about donkeys, camels and gullibles in it.
No, it was just a camel who was involved in this one, mate. There was
I know that.
Eh.
Other thing I want to say for the day, I'm hoping just a win, some nice football. Doesn't need to be too nice, but a win. I was like you last week, Oxchair. I wasn't nervous, and at the end of the game, I was starting to get nervous. You know,
I was
even though
nervous
when I watched it back,
I was nervous.
We dominated the game.
I was nervous when we were 1-1 because you think, oh, don't want this. When we got the draw, I must admit, Carl, I thought we'd done one and won the game. I was.
So did I. See, when you saved that one to
the
Defoe, oh.
But it's not about last week. We can't do anything about that JFK. It's
No.
not about
No. I've always said we just need to take care of the games that come in front of us and never mind what's happening elsewhere. I mean, to be able to go 23 points ahead today is absolutely phenomenal.
Can you say that again? How many points would that be?
I think it's 23, mate. Oh, brilliant. And then we'll look on start a Monday next week onto the Spoon Burners game. But the day's a big game. As Bridgeman's always saying, this is the biggest game of the season as it stands. You know, to take us a colossal 23 points ahead. Yes, 23 points ahead, guys. We just go out and perform. And that's all we can ask a team today. 3 points is a must no matter what. But let's see a good performance. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a rip-roaring performance and we have enough goals in it that we can introduce Ryan Jack and Kamal Roof at some stage, one or both of them. That would be good to see.
I would like to see that we're in a situation with half an hour plus that we can seriously think, Fox, about making multiple substitutions. We can see half an hour of Zunga, no 10 minutes. We can get Jack on, that we've done that, but at the same token, if it's nothing each with 15 minutes to go and we win 1-0, I'll still not be too disappointed because it's all about the score, Fox.
It's all about the 3 points. I know I've taken Ross County a wee bit lightly, but they've had some decent results lately. They beat Hibs at Easter Road 2-0. They beat Aberdeen 4-1 at Ross County in their last outing. So I think John Hughes has got them playing a wee bit of football now. So it'll be interesting. I hope it's an open game of football and an enjoyable game of football. And we'll get the sub-zone at the right time, hopefully.
I think, like yourself, Fox, I think we all would love to see an open game of football, but John Hughes won't open up. He'll not open them up. Yeah, I can't see it. I just can't see them opening up. I see them sort of defend and then break away, and it makes it look like they're opening up. They're not really opening up. You know, they should be coming out to match us, but they can't match us. We're far too good for them.
No, but what you're saying is there's a difference between somebody who plays two genuine people up front.
Yeah.
When you're playing a game of football and somebody who plays a 5-5 GFK, yeah?
Aye. The danger is what a lot of teams are doing, Ox, is what Motherwell done last week again. And they luckily went up 1-0 and then they just made it 2 blocks of 5. And then it was up to us to try and break that down. When they were playing a 5-4-1, up to they scored, and then as soon as they scored, it went to 2 blocks of 5. So we've got to make sure that the day that we can score first, maybe even score 2, then if they're wanting to get 8 out the game, they're going to have to open themselves up, because we know what they do. A lot of these teams, they come in and they let us play the ball out wide, and they just squeeze it onto the midfield, and they allow us to cross balls in, and they eat everything up. I mean, I noticed it at the Motherwell game last week, and it'll probably happen today. Every time Alfie get the ball, there was 3 players on him right away, no 1 or 2, 3 on them all the time, and that's the way these teams play. It's survival for them. So we've got to combat that, and the gaffer knows that. And we come up against 2 5s a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who it was against, but it was. I think my good friend Fox here said it was probably the worst game he's ever seen in his life. I can't remember.
That was Motherwell.
I wasn't Motherwell there, mate. It was one before that. Fox had said it was a dire game. But anyway, they'll get to maybe hopefully to sneak a goal in the start of the game. We just need to make sure we don't allow that to happen.
Oh, the thing is, I want us to keep it tight for 15 minutes at the back. No be too concentrated getting up. Let them show their curves as well, you know. We've got to keep ours back tight, because if they sneak away one, like the Motherwell game, it's a fight then, isn't it? You know what I mean?
I think when people want us to start on the front foot, they expect us to get the first goal and the second goal, GFK.
Definitely.
And after that, yeah, that's what they're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's really important against teams like this. We've got to break these teams down right for the start and then let them see if they want to come out, and that's it. But if we start getting involved in a battle with them in the midfield and they're just pushing us back because they don't want to come out their box, then that becomes a tedious way of watching football, mate. It's horrible. But we just need to wait and see once it kicks off how they set themselves up.
Bridgeman?
100%, yeah. But I have to say, I do agree with the lad said before. What's the boy before there?
Cal,
do apologise if I got your name there for a minute. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just meaning, I did forget your name. So, no, I kind of agree. I want us to be really tight at the back and don't give anything away, because we appear to be giving away goals, shall we say, easily. We're not able to defend properly for some reason, and it's nearly always close to the start of a game. So I don't want to completely defend, but I want to, if we can get the ball, get it up the park and play our game early on, then we won't be making defensive mistakes, in my opinion.
I think this is a game where Fox, we should be positive in our outlook, yeah?
Well, we should definitely be positive. I don't think Ross County have beaten our challenges really in the last 45 years. In fact, we've scored more goals away from home against them than we have at Ibrox, believe it or not. Our highest score at Ibrox has been a 2-0 win, which was earlier on in the season. Apart from that, we've beaten them 4-0 away from home, 1-0 away from home, 2-0 at home, 4-0 away, 2-1 away and 2-1 again at Ibrox. So they've been kind of tight games, apart from the away games, mate, where we've absolutely destroyed them in the 4-0 games. So I expect Rangers to turn on the afterburners today and actually rack up a score. I think we're due.
Okay, folks, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a call with Fox on Old School Blue. If you're using the phone in, hang up and we will bring you into the conversation. There's a lot of reasons to be positive, GFK.
Of course there is. You know, we're playing, we'll not use the word bad, but we're not playing up to the standard that we're used to. We're getting good results. And yeah, okay, the Motherwell result was a glitch, but we'll take that because it didn't do any damage because we know what happened following night. So, I mean, everything's going great now. You know, the manager celebrates his 150th game today, and that's fantastic. And he's now became the fastest manager in Rangers history to reach 150 games. So, that's actually, it's brilliant, mate. It's absolutely fantastic. The way the team's been playing for us this season. So, as I said last week, I mean, I'd a red and a white ribbon on the championship trophy, but for me, it's tie all the ribbons on now. It's done. But that's no getting complacent. I just can't see Ross County doing anything to us today. If we play the way we know we can play, we'll play them right off the park.
Is any of you betting? Any of you do any betting?
What's that? What's betting?
You know, like who's going to come second?
And the who's quite often, aye.
Well, you know, I fancy maybe Hibs to be second in the league this year.
Ooh, that's good. That's
I
good.
don't like that, but I mean, I don't know if I wish the bookies were open. You know, this is getting disappointing.
They bother online easy. Online's easy. Anyway.
I don't do online because online is dangerous to me. You know, if you have a couple of drinks, I think it'd be quite easy to chase your money. You know, that would bet in anything.
We've been joined by Bournemouth. Afternoon, Bournemouth. How you doing, brah?
How you doing, boys? How you doing, lads? All right?
Right, Bournemouth.
Hi, Bournemouth.
Hello.
How you all doing? All right?
Brilliant,
well,
pal, brilliant.
Doing well.
Is that compulsory? You've got to appear when you live to 4 in a day?
Aye.
I've only had one so far. I've a couple during the game.
No beer. His beer's a bit longer than yours, Bournemouth. Carry on, mate. What's your thoughts on the team?
Just same team as what it's been the last couple of weeks, obviously, apart from Hollander maybe coming in. Just another 3 points we just need to pick up. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, we just need a good performance. Pick up the 3 points. Don't worry what they do across the other side. We just keep racking up the wins, and 55 will be here, lads, isn't it? It's party time.
Aye, Bridgeman. Oh, yeah.
100%, yeah. In my opinion, just got to win. Just got to win. I don't mean it just because it's obviously arithmetically possible. We've got to win. From a Rangers perspective, we've got to win. Put a real notice on the board today. Win this game, because they're not going to have a game for like nearly 2 weeks or something like that before they play again. And that's going to be a long time for them. That's a long time.
Wednesday they play.
Do they? Oh shit! Sorry, I'm thinking it's a weekend Wednesday or something like that. Sorry, pal. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got 4 days to play.
I told you to keep him away from the magic markers.
Yeah. But it gives us a chance anyway. Put a good distance, another good distance between us, and then they're purely on catch up. That's all they're on catch up. But get that 3 points today, make a world of difference.
I think a lot of people will be thinking, and I'll say this out loud, for a lot of people it'll be this game and then go Easter Road, JFK, tick tick, and then the games are starting to run out and it gets harder and harder for the opposition.
Well, of course, there's 14 games to play after the day, well, including the day. So, I mean, we take care of the day and we go to the spoon burners on Wednesday, win that. There's 12 games to go. It's catch-up big time for them. The games are running out, and we don't want to start talking about what's maybe happening elsewhere regarding the government and that, and people grassing other clubs up, and then there's an agenda there, but we need to make sure we get to that magic 28 games, mate, to a very case for in case they call it. And I don't want to say the words out loud, but that's my only biggest fear for this season. If there's a lot of noises being made by the support group, people who are wanting all different things, but we just need to concentrate what we're doing on the park and make sure that we get every point that's available to us. And another 3 today, another 3 on Wednesday. That'll do me. I don't care what they do. What they do is a bonus if they fall, but that's what we do. We win every game. We've won it. We've won it out of the park, mate.
Yeah, Bridgeman, I think you might be right, mate.
What's that?
I apologise.
They're games.
Aye.
I think a week and a half or something like that. It might not even be that because they're can't remember. I'm sure I saw that there are no games.
There's a full card. They play Hamilton on Wednesday, mate.
On Wednesday, okay, pal. Well done.
They play Hamilton. Full card on Wednesday. And then the following Saturday, when we were due to play, there's 4 out the 8 play. Four fixtures when we've got a blank week. They're at home. They're at home to Hamilton and home to St Mirren.
Why have we got a blank week, Ox?
It was a cup, mate. We've not been able to.
Oh, it was a Scottish Cup.
Oh, that was a Scottish Cup against Cove, wasn't it?
Yep. And then the following week, they're away to Kilmarnock on the Tuesday, and we're home to St Johnstone on the Wednesday. Yeah. So we're next to these fixtures today. Away to Hibs, home to St Johnstone.
Well, we could very near run it against St Johnstone because Kilmarnock and Hamilton could beat them and St Mirren.
That's good shout, Jimmy. Good shout.
Well said. Well said. Bournemouth, what's your thoughts on the team?
Well, Jimmy said, apart from that week and a blip last week, they were better in the second half. The first half, they weren't too good. But I think the bigger difference this week, the bench is a lot stronger in it. With Jack back, Roof back, Ittens there, you've got Big Bassey. So the bench is a lot stronger. So the players on the park, they've got the chance of the gaffer again. So they need to put a good performance in, because if they don't, there's players on that bench that will come straight on and replace them in it.
I would due a performance for Hadji and Kent, if you're asking me. Maybe even Aribo as well. Maybe Ibrox, he's done okay against Aberdeen, but they've not been great. But we'll see how it goes. It's a team game anyway. We'll be joined by Andrew.
I'm dropping out, Ox. Thanks a lot, bye.
Cheers, Cal.
Cheers, Cal.
Soon,
All the best, Cal.
Right, good afternoon, chaps.
Good afternoon, Andrew. How is one?
A bit solid light, but long night last night and a long morning light. But I'm okay. I feel more confident today than what I was feeling last night. Like, you know, but a few babies helps you that way, don't it? Right enough. But that's the sign of a team. That right. If we get the right attitude, like we said, you know, we could come out and do that. I think we're going to do all right today. I've got a funny feeling that we're going to come out and try and lay a marker down here. You know, good solid performance. Very strong bench. So that gives you more confidence going forward. Like you could look at it two ways. If we get 2 or 3 in front, you know, we can bed a couple of guys in ready for the mini filth there on Wednesday. Or if we're struggling a bit, you could bring Ruth and Jack on or whoever hitting and change the game or get you the goal if you need it. So it's good both ways, as I'm saying that, to be honest with you. Gives the guys, apart from the Big Eland, it gives the guys a chance to rectify what happened there last week. And as I said, we've got the guys ready to come on the park. So I think it's good. You know, we know what's in front of us now. I'm pretty sure Stevie G's got in there a minute and said, come on. He's very professional. He does his job right on the team talks and all that. But privately inside there, we'll tell him, look, it's right in front of you now. You've got it. It's in your hands. Go out and take it. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah,
hopefully starting today.
It gets closer every victory. Bournemouth.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny how we're a tough crowd. We question a team's attitude, and I don't talk about individuals. Our attitude wasn't right at Motherwell. How can we question this team's attitude when you look at the results?
You know, I think it's just a mixture, Rox, in it. It's nerves, it's anticipation. We're maybe being spoiled a wee bit this year and all with the European run, the unbeaten in the league. It seemed the start of the season we were getting better and better every week. Teams weren't scoring against us. Then we drop a point at Motherwell, don't play that good, and everybody's kind of on their back. It's spoiled. I think it's a mixture of everything. I think everybody, we just want this league over and done with. We know it's within touching distance, and I think it's just nerves and anticipation all mixed in together, to be honest.
Can I come in there, Ox?
Yes, Fox.
Do you think the unbeaten run is getting to the players where they're more conservative in their play and maybe a wee bit more concentration on not losing the ball or losing a goal rather than going out and scoring goals?
Yeah, well, I know it's a long time since you played football, mate, but I can't remember ever going out thinking about past games when you crossed the line, mate. You only thought about that game, didn't you?
But I mean, it's mentioned everywhere all the time about we're unbeaten running the league, and sometimes that can get to players the pressure of holding on to that, you know.
So it's not something I've given any consideration to. You just every game's a game. GFK.
I kind of agree with the Fox here to a point. I think sometimes our play's a bit tentative. You know, and I think that shows through the team. It certainly did again in the first half against Motherwell. So, I mean, they all know that it's so near. They can taste it, you know, and let's not kid ourselves. It's all right to say that it's one game at a time, but look, we've all played football at a decent level, one way or other. When you know something's just nearly there, that's always in your mind. So, but I think that the guys will get to the end of a professional job and win the 3 points, whether it's a 1 or a 5 or a 6. I hope it's a 5 or a 6 for Fox. I look forward to him having that in his wee kitty for the next time we meet and buy me a wee couple of Coca-Colas and that. But I'm just hoping that.
In fact, Stoats today, mate, don't bring your wallet.
Oh, right. I'll give you a free candle, Jimmy.
A free candle? I've never heard of a free candle.
You might get 4 candles free.
Aye, I might, aye. That gives you something, mate.
But go back to Bridgeman, who's the most experienced campaigner on the. Can we not just have a bad half? Can it not just be we didn't play well for a half?
Well, I think we've seen that this week already. I know this week, but this recent few games where we didn't play very well in the first half. The manager's given them a bit of verbal. in the dressing room, and they came back out and they played well. I thought against Celtic we were very poor for us. Excuse me. Second half we came out and we changed our game a bit and got back into the game. And that happened to us against Motherwell as well, to be honest. So as far as I'm concerned, we have done these things. But definitely 100% agree, from the very first whistle, let's come out and play football and get tore into them. Because we need to do something like that. Push them. We're at Ibrox, for goodness sake, my opinion. We're at Ibrox. This is our, what do you call it? A fortress Ibrox. Get in there, get the first goal, maybe even the second, and settle down, start playing a good football. That's what you could do.
Yeah. Anybody else coming in?
Well, I think we need a big game for Kent today, guys. He's kind of dropped out the last few. He's kind of dropped out the last few weeks. How do you think he's going to go, Bournemouth? How do you think the score's going to go? I think I would probably say I think they'll come out a wee bit. They'll not sit in the whole game because John Hughes doesn't play his teams like that. They will come out when they've got a chance to come out. But I think it all depends on our players and how we set up. If Aribo does get on the ball and imposes himself, if Kent gets the ball, take the players on. We need a good game for Kent, Hadji and Aribo. If these three players can get on the ball, get moving, get past players, we should be fine.
Andy?
Yeah, my feeling, I would say what I would have done with Ken, this is just me personally, I mean, a lot of guys like Ken, I'm indifferent to him, as I said, but I would have taken him out of the team there, just to give him a wee kick up the backside, right, the mini-field coming up, and if he's got that bit between his teeth where he knows it, he must know himself he's not performing for the Rangers, so if he get a wee spell out there today, right, I'll quit a minute here, I might be out of this team, I know there's nobody challenging my place, but I want to play against the mini-field, he come back fresher and wanting to impose himself more on the game and what he has been doing in the last few weeks, apart from the way cameo performance against the Sheep there. He's been terrible for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And there's a big story down here that's going around that that Leeds are definitely interested in Leeds. So, maybe he's getting turned a wee bit. Apparently the manager down here, he's highly rates him, and I think the last I heard it was something between 13 and 15 million. Well, to be honest with you, going forward, if we get through, I'd bite their hand off at that and bring in a wee bit more quality, or hopefully when we win the league, to take us forward, because we're going to have to change players to go on and take the 2 big games on. If we get the league done, get the 2 big games that are going to be massive for our club going forward in many a year. If we could get into that Champions League, only 2 qualifiers, very good chance. You would back yourself. The quality we're going to go up and play is far bigger than what we're playing in the UEFA Cup. So, yeah,
would that be this window, Andy? Would that be this window?
Well, he's talking about making a raid on Rangers in this window. Right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to watch. I don't think this window's been really quiet, hasn't it? Once it got about 7-8 days to go, and I don't think football's a wash with cash, JFK.
No, it's not a wash with cash. Before I'm going to go for a 3-0 today. I think we're more comfortable of doing that, but I hope it's double that for my good friend Fox. On the Ryan Kent thing, if Leeds come in with silly money, then I've said this to Oxford before. I've got a tandem here, and I'll take him down. And my tandem, never mind a train, because if somebody comes in with a ridiculous fee of 13 to 20 million, then bite the horn off. But it's up to him. If he wants to go and play with a middle table club in the Premiership, who might win an FA or a League Cup in the coming seasons, rather than be constantly playing in either the Champions League or Europa League, then he's not a man of ambition. I know people said on here before, but money talks, and we know that. But if you've got ambition to be a sportsman, then you want to be staying with the best. And I was reading a great article by Harry Redknapp the other day, and he said that Rangers are one of the top clubs in the world, and we know that. We don't need him to tell us that, but he says what have been talked up big down in England now. He says it's back to when Graham Souness was manager. So we need to keep that going, and to do that, if Ryan Kent's got to be sold to enhance the squad, then so be it. Good players, better players than him, have left Rangers.
My view is simple. If there's an offer come in and it's put to the player, Fox, yeah. If there's an offer come in, a serious offer, and it's put to the player and they want to go, get rid. Because anybody doesn't want to be there. I don't want them.
Do you not think sometimes we're overcritical of Ryan Kent? I think sometimes, see when you watch the game live, mate, you pick out all his faults, but see when you watch it after a rerun of it, he's not as bad as people are making him out to be. It's just that the Rangers support have such a high expectation. Maybe it's a £7 million price tag, but he puts in a shift every game. Sometimes as a winger, things don't come off for you. And I think we're a wee bit overcritical of him at times.
Can I just jump in there, Fox, and Ox? There's a lot of things on Facebook now. There seems to be a major problem with Rangers TV getting on now. Everybody's trying to go on it. They can't go on, but no, everybody's a ticket holder.
Well, I've got it on just now, and it's working.
Just in case, keep doing it.
We'll be joined by a caller evening. Well, we were joined by a caller, afternoon caller. He's gone. He'll be back.
Just on that, sometimes it's easier if you sign into Rangers TV before you go to the link.
Aye.
And it's sometimes easier to get through like that.
That's what I do, mate. Aye.
Like yourself, Fox, I'm on it now and it's perfect at the moment.
Aye.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
I've just got on it as
well, lad.
What's that, buddy?
Did you know that problem a few weeks ago? You were
Oh, God, aye. Couldn't go on at all. Wouldn't let me on.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time when we're going to go and get ready for the match. Maybe some people go and get themselves sorted, JFK. Right, over to you, Bridge.
Well, what can I say? Really good show again, once again, Fox. So well done to you and Foxy and it's old school. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fan on here on Rangers Radio, today, biggest game of our season coming up. 25 minutes to go or something like that. 20 minutes to go. Come on, Rangers. Get out there and murder them. Do it. Keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Listen, thanks to everybody coming joining. Good to hear from Bournemouth, Cal, and of course Andy for Leeds, GFK, Bridgeman and Fox. Thanks to Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back approximately 15 minutes after the final whistle with 3 points in the bag. Take it away, Old School Blue.